Well, hello. It's Tuesday night, and this is our kind of Thursday night preview that we go over just to let you know what's going on Thursday night on our live stream, so you can look it up yourself, and we'll discuss it even further on Thursday night. And remember, right after our live stream on Thursday night, you have Thomas and Tony live. And we are starting our program, and we'll be discussing. We're not really sure. I think we might discuss UFOs this week. But anyway, that'll be at 8 o'clock right after this live stream at 7. Uh, Before we get started, how about mashing that little thumbs up? Give us a thumbs up. YouTube likes that. And if you're not subscribed, we really would appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. Start off, if you don't know me, I am a retired law enforcement officer with 33 years experience in law enforcement, and worked all kinds of positions in those years, from investigations to patrol to narcotics to homicide and just a lot of stuff. So if I believe I'm not an expert by any means, but I do have a lot of experience. Okay, what we're going to discuss about is Portland, Oregon, and how it is basically a hub for sex trafficking. I got to looking at some videos about Portland's drug. They a couple years back they passed a law basically legalizing small amounts of hard narcotics, and in hopes of getting people to go into rehab more than they would just being addicted to drugs. Well, they've come to find out by all what I've researched is they've got more problems there than they ever thought, and only about less than 50% of the people that they come in contact ever go to rehab. They Some of the videos I watched, if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to just go and on YouTube and and put in Portland, Oregon drug legalization, decriminalization, and but involving with this decriminalization of drugs there and the problems they're having, it's just homelessness is just is like California is real bad. And they have a lot of sex trafficking and slavery. They even have a youth program that we're going to get into on Thursday night, and we'll read a lot about. Is to They got started to try to prevent um, all of these youth from being caught up in sex trafficking. And that shows right here sex trafficking in Portland. And we got videos that we're going to watch also in relationship to this topic on Thursday. But it says here location, a major city on the I-5 corridor that links Seattle to Southern California, as well as Canada and Mexico. Portland is often serves as the pit stop for traffickers. The access of transportation through the international airport also enhances Portland's high rates. And it shows there mixed heritage, the race and victimization, 12%, African American 25%, Native American 13%. Um, it goes to Hispanic 10 and Caucasian anywhere from 40% to 80%. You know, um, it shows from 2009 all the way to 2013. It's grown about 100 120% right there. Sample ages 14 years old 4%, 15 36%. So the the sample age there of Portland's sex trafficking, the more apt to be around 15 years old. So you know 15 and 17 looks like their desired age. But it's just something that um I don't believe that a lot of people understand these big cities. Now Portland, we're going to talk about Portland in general, but Portland's not the only problem. You got Atlanta's huge human trafficking, sex trafficking, and sexual slavery of children, because any city that has large events, sporting events, they'll have a lot of prostitution, and they have a lot of young prostitution, young slavery of children. So, you know, these are things that we'll discuss on Thursday night, um, talking about this. And it's really disheartening to me, and it talks about another thing here that we will discuss, where it gets into human trafficking and slavery, is labor trafficking in Portland. So although sex trafficking often carries more of the weight in the Portland and gains more attention by local news media and crime and labor exploitation should not be overlooked. And this is, we and it talks about solutions too. We'll discuss all of this on Thursday night, because I don't want to just get into this right now. But back when I used to work on the Gulf Coast at a law enforcement department, we saw a lot of what we call slave labor. Actually, they would get these girls, they would advertise in Europe and Russia, Europe, Jamaica, in the poorer communities, about all this luscious palm trees swaying. I even saw an ad, it showed a lagoon with a palm tree coming over. It would look like something in maybe the Caribbean, but they advertise that they get jobs that are make pretty good money compared to where they live. So a lot of these kids would come over with these agencies. They'd put them 15 at a time in an apartment. We also apartments had locks on the outside of the doors. They had bunk beds where they'd have like a regular 12 by 12 room might have 8 to 10 people staying in there. They charge them $400 a month to live in the apartment. So a lot of their money went for rent itself, and they would take their passports, which is totally illegal for them to do. That and they would also have threats. Don't tell nobody about this. Don't talk to the police, or your family back at home might have something. They'd be in danger. But what they would do is they would allow them to work. Say they work for $8 to $10 an hour. Well, they'd automatically take $2 an hour out of their check. One in particular organization we were working had about 450 employees from Russia, uh, Jamaica, some Asians, Thailand, just a lot of the stuff over there. And they made $8 an hour. They took $2 an hour out, charged them for rent and all this other stuff. Well, you consider that 450 employees, they made about $1,800 an hour off of them. $2 an hour off of them, 450. So not no, it'd be 450 times two, $900 an hour they were making on each one. That group right there, $900 an hour for them to work down there. So it's big, it's organized, it's an organized crime thing. So we'll discuss all that. We'll play some video from some of the Portland stations, and we'll talk about all that stuff on Thursday night at 7 o'clock Central. We hope you come. And remember to hang over to 8 o'clock so you see myself and Tony. We're old, wore out, retired police, and we'll talk about a lot of stuff. And if you had any information, if you got something you want us to discuss, leave it on our email or in the comments of our show on Thursday night. The email is Thomas and Tony at Gmail. Thomas and Tony live at gmail.com, and we will sure look that up. So anyway, hope you have a great night tonight, and hope to see you on Thursday. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build up our subscriber base. We're trying to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know we can do it, and I appreciate everything you do for us. See you later. Stay over for Watch Tony, and remember to watch Thomas and Tony Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and we'll see you on the missing live stream on 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Good night.